This will probably turn out to be a nasty game. Well, I'm sure. On the surface, it looks very similar to the usual tales. However, there's no respect given to the true main character of the story. This tale was supposed to be one that the Golden Witch Beatrice invited Ushiromi, a battler, to see. However, the host has been lost, and there are no longer any guests. The one who did the inviting, and the one who was invited, are no longer around in this horrible tale. Welcome to the 5th game. End of the Golden Witch. Welcome to the banquet without the guest of honor, hijacked by the evil witches.
いいバトラー、いよいよ2日目を始めるわよ。私はベアとみたいにトロい展開は嫌いなんだから。
好きにしやがれ。お前が何をかき回そうと。俺は必ずこのゲームの真相に
そうでなくては困ります。妹さんのためにもしっかり戦わなくちゃ。ご安心を。ラムダデルタ卿はベアトリーチェのマヌケと違い、私がしっかりサポートするので問題ありません。
Shut up.
私と一緒に今度こそ魔女幻想を暴いてやろうではありませんか。
Shut up.
お前なんか知らねえ。ベアとのゲームにいなかった存在など俺は認めもしない。
強がり言ってる場合ですか。まあお互いせいぜい頑張りましょう。一緒に魔女幻想とやらを引き裂いてやりましょう。
Erika offered me her hand to shake. Instead of just passively ignoring this, I gave her proactive and clear answer by knocking her hand aside.
握手は嫌いだそうよ。エンジェと同じなのね。ご安心を。私はエンジェよりバトラさんの闘志を回復する以外何もできなかった人。
頼もしそうな仲間に恵まれて嬉しいわね。かつてはワルギリアにロノンで。
Yeah, and you know what? They were enjoyable to be around.
エンジェまで来てくれたわ。
And she was somewhat enjoyable to be around.
そしてとうとうベルにエリカまで。
Who aren't enjoyable in the slightest to be around.
あんたを応援してくれるクマたちはこんなにもたくさん。
Yeah, but like the two that are like right here right now, I don't like them. They suck.
それでも未だに真相の尻尾すらつかめない無能っぷりってどんな気持ち？どんな気持
I have
ち？
to ask you how my fist feels in your teeth.
関係ねえな。これは俺とベアとの戦いだ。その他の誰であろうと。
Let them
あ
know.
あ、そうなの。やっと独り立ち。いっつも誰かに助けられ情けをかけられてばかりのあんたが楽しませてもらうわ。
取り戻すぜ。これは俺たちのゲームだ。
Let them
お
know.
前たちはお呼びじゃねえ。
ええ、これはあなたたちのゲームなら取り戻してごらんな。手加減だらけだった。ベアとのゲームさえ勝てなかったあんたが誰の助けもなく一切の容赦のないラムダのゲームをどこまでたって。
ではお目覚めなさい、後ろ宮バトラー。ようこそ10月5日の朝へ。
Alrighty. Let's do it. Let's go. Show me what you got. Let's get this game on the road. Let's get out and popping. The second day. Was it someone's alarm clock? Beep, beep. An electronic tone repeatedly rang out through the room. Badler, who'd gone to bed late and not managed to get enough sleep, covered his head in his blanket and waited for someone to turn off the alarm. No matter how much time passed, the electronic tone didn't stop. I see. The point of an alarm clock isn't just to be loud enough to wake you, but to be annoying enough to keep you from wanting to fall back asleep. Hey, the alarm's going off. Make it stop, please. Why do waking up voices always get this annoyed? Well, it doesn't make sense. After all, people are still sleepy and in a bad mood. However, there's absolutely no sign that my annoyed voice caused anyone to turn over in their sleep, because they're dead, or crawl out of bed to stop the alarm, because they're dead. Laying out a deep sigh, I stumbled to my feet. With the shutters down on the windows, there was almost no light getting in, and the room was as dim as it had been earlier. Though even without the shutters, there's no way this dull weather would would let in enough sun to make this a pleasant morning. You have no idea. The cousins were still wrapped up in their beds, sound asleep, taking no notice whatsoever of that beeping. Normally, once any person gets up, the others tend to automatically follow. Knowing that this law of serial summer camp awakenings that I had made up had been broken, I searched for the source of the sound. I could hear it coming from a wristwatch set on a table. Judging by the style of the watch, it was probably George Oniki's. Anyway, when I randomly pushed a small button on the side of it, the sound stopped. Apparently it had been set for 7 o'clock this morning. It's already 7? Sorry, but I really don't feel like I slept at all. Playing cards were left on the table as though they had stopped mid-game. The game had probably been 7s. Damn it. Got this piercing headache. What the hell happened last night? The mountain of gold and the subsequent argument between the relatives all feel like a bad dream. Breakfast normally came at 8. Now was the bedtime to start getting up and getting dressed. Even those adults probably won't argue in front of the cousins. In that case, I'll stay with my cousins all day long. I'm sure they'll be able to separate me from all this annoying talk about the gold and being the successor and all. Oh, will they? Yeah, no, I'm sure your cousins will really help you out, bud. In fact, I should have done this from the beginning. I was discussing having slept with my clothes on last night, which caused me to get all sweaty. I guess I'll take a shower. I'm sure the others want to as well. At this age, it's embarrassing to wake them up by shaking their shoulders. If I turn the TV on, everyone will probably wake up. Well, let's at least turn the lights on for now. And that's when it happened. In this dim light with the quiet sound of the never-ending wind and rain, it really doesn't feel like morning has come yet. I flipped the light switch, and then that dimly lit morning ended. As they clung to Aniki's corpse, which would never wake up again, and Eva and Uncle Hideyoshi cried.
もうおよしのジョージ君がこんな姿を思うわけがない。姉貴、気持ちはわかるが、今は南條先生に任せ。あんたにはわかんないわよ。ジョージが殺され、ジョージ、ジョージ。南條先生の言うジョージのこんな無体な姿をジョージのために今は耐えるんや。
Yeah. Okay. So Rudolph's still alive. He wasn't the 6th person. Fuck. So are we actually going to get some details, or is he going to die before we actually get details? Is he going to be like, don't worry, son. I'll tell you eventually. I'll tell you sometime today, and then he is going to wind up as one of the fucking sacrifices. But Eva tried even harder to cling to that corpse. Dad and Uncle Hideyoshi dragged her away, had a heated debate with her beside the wall. So clear it wasn't Nanjo, alright. Who was it? Fuck. It's the cousins. The 3 cousins. Rosa. Something in my mind is remembering Genji, of all people. It's like, it's Genji, right? It's got Genji. But then who was number 6? Maybe Kumasawa? That Kumasawa did go to bed, or he'll have a room in the guest house. This is true. And she would have gone to bed before Nanjo and Goda, for sure. So if it happened between then, just saying. When Eva tried even harder to clean that corpse, Dad and Uncle Hideyoshi dragged her away and had a heated debate with her against the wall. I think I read that. No amount of blood. Dr. Nanjo shook his head slightly and nodded across to where I stood, giving me a signal. Softly pulled the blanket up, covering George Oniki's corpse. His neck was split wide open. It's probably larger and deeper than his mouth. Ugh. Would covering that part up make the corpse look neat and clean? Of course not. The large amount of lost blood stained the bed a horrible red and black. And even covering him with the blanket couldn't hide the traces. After all, even the blanket had large red-black stains. And covering him with it made his corpse look even more gruesome. So I stripped the blanket off my bed and placed it on top of the first one. There were only 2 extra blankets. So if we cover one more of the corpses, we wouldn't be able to cover any more. I feel bad about the ones we can't cover. For some reason, times like these make me feel like muttering, "Don't complain about it being unfair" inside my head.
キリエ、みんなに毛布をかけてやれ。風邪をひいちまう。
Kirie-san and I started covering the other corpses up to their heads with the blankets, just like George Oniki's, so that they wouldn't have to undergo any more shame, with their terrible wounds exposed like this. In one bed rested Jessica. Jessica was exactly the same as George Oniki, though she appeared to be resting quietly in the bed. Her neck had been sliced deep, and the wound lay open in a brutal way. Maria was the same. Not only Maria, there was one more victim. Lying on the same bed, as though they'd been sleeping alongside each other, was Aunt Rosa. George Oniki, Jessica, Maria, and Aunt Rosa. In this room were 4 humans who had been killed, their necks sliced open. It'd probably been like that since last night. I'd returned without noticing anything, gotten in bed, and fallen asleep. All of them had a horizontal cut across their throats. I had been forced to see all the way into the depths of those gashes in everyone's throats. At worst, the wounds might have been deep enough to stretch halfway through the necks. If you tried to open it up, you'd probably be able to see that the gash reached all the way to the bone. Ugh! The only wounds were the single gashes on each neck. So if you just covered their necks with your hand, you might be able to persuade yourself that they were merely sleeping. But even so, this frighteningly deep wound was incredibly gruesome. There's no such thing as clean or dirty ways of killing. All methods of killing are equally brutal, but even so, the brutality here was just horrible. And there's one more thing that adorned these brutal murders, making them even more unsettling. Drawn very large on the wall was something like an eerie magic circle. It was drawn in a bright red paint that looked like blood. It made it look as though some creepy ceremony had taken place in this room, with the 4 of them offered as human sacrifices. However, that wasn't what we were concerned about. No one has a heart so cold that they could witness the deaths of those close to them, and still worry about some scribbles on the wall. Yeah, can you fuck off?
おはようございます、皆さん。
It really isn't. Now's not the time.
おや、これは立派な魔法陣で。
The girl who bragged that she drew more pleasure from the process of exposing the truth than the truth itself, and who went so far as to call herself an intellectual, appeared in the hall. When she saw the extraordinarily creepy magic circle in this gruesome room, I heard what was unmistakably a sigh of admiration escape her lips.
お前は入ってくるんじゃ。
さっきから廊下で話しお亡くなりになられたのは心よりお悔やみを申し上げ
Yeah,
ます。
yeah. No, you sound like really sincere. Uh-huh. On Erika's face. No, that's not it. It was in her eyes. In Erika's eyes, I could see an indiscreet smile. That was hard to describe. She found this interesting. She found the outbreak of a crime interesting. It was like the smile of a kid off to the side of the stage just before her turn to appear in a school play.
すまねえな、エリカちゃん取り込み中だ。部屋で待っててくれるか。
そういうわけには参りません。現場検証は探偵の権利ですので。
お前に用はないと言ってんだぜ。部外者はおとなしく引っ込んでろ。
現場検証を妨害するというのが私の持論ですわ。
お前の都合など知るか。出ていけ。お前なんかお呼びじゃね
エリカちゃんほんまにすまんが部屋に戻っててくれんか。今は取り込み中なんや。ジョージジョージ
I love the fucking contrast of it. Just like, Bad like, you need to get the fuck out of here. And Rudolph's like, listen, you need to go back to your room. Hideyoshi's like, listen, Erika, come on, just go back to your room. And then it comes to Ava. Like, I know, my mother lost her son. That's very sad, but the fucking contrast of it kills me. Yeah, we don't want you investigating the scene. We want you to fuck off.
もしそれが必要なら俺たちがするし、お前にみんなの亡骸をさらに恥ずかしめる権利なんかあるわけがねえ。
探偵権限。探偵は全ての現場を検証する権利を。そこをどきなさい、後宮バトラー。これは人間側に認められたゲームの正当な権利よ。
Those words seemed to be utterly ridiculous at first. Words of power that had come from a world on a much higher plane than the one they were in. Battler was thrown back by an unseen power and landed on his butt. Struck silent by this quiet intensity, nobody was able to prevent Erika from entering the room, suffocated by this bizarre atmosphere.
ご安心を。死者の尊厳を犯すことがも別に。喉の切り口なんておぞましいもん。私が知りたいのはもっと別のことです。南條先生、それから皆さん、特に第一発見者のバトラさん、いろいろとお尋ねしたいことがありますので、ご協力をお願いします。
だから何の権限があってだよ。
私が探偵だからよ。
Battler couldn't argue against this incomprehensible nonsense. No, he wasn't permitted to argue. It was a restriction placed on pieces. Erika summoned Dr. Nanjo and heard the details of the preliminary examination of the corpses. Normally he wouldn't have spoken of that to an outsider so casually. However, for some reason the atmosphere about the place had become one in which hiding things from Erika was forbidden. That's stupid.
ラムダの第一の番、死体は4つ、2つ足りないわ。まあ、6人殺す義務もないわけだけど、あの子、空気読める子だから、あと2人もどこかで殺してるに違いないわ。
Okay. On the wall was a magic circle representing the first Twilight, similar to the ones in Beato's games. The girl talks tough, but I wonder just how closely she'll be able to imitate Beato. That Hebrew sure is crappy. It isn't written exactly right.
何これ？どういうこと？どうして魔法陣が？
きっとベアトリーチェ様の真似がしたかったのよ。へったくそな魔法陣。
Everyone roasting the shit out of the magic circle.
真似どころじゃないわ。人間の誰かがベアトリーチェ様の仕業に見せかけるためにわざわざ書いたんだわ。とにかくベアトリーチェ様に報告を。
ゴールドスミスの秘密を守る仕事だけでもお腹いっぱいなのに。
でも全然美しい、別に密室でもないし不可能犯罪でもない。こんな無様な殺人、ベアトリーチェ様に。
That is true. It's not a closed room at all. The door was was unlocked when Battler got there. There were no issues.
予期せぬ事件の予期せぬ女、そして19年前の予期せぬ
The man who clearly isn't real.
気分はバトラーに解かれるし、今回のゲームは普段とまるで違う。何がどうなってるの？行くわよ。
はい、お姉様。
I just love everyone talking shit about the magic circle. Like, wow, this magic circle sucks. God, this thing fucking is awful. You gotta imagine Lambda's just sitting there like, come the fuck on, guys. I tried my best. This is bullshit. I don't normally do this stupid shit. Oh, God. But with that, I am going to end this recording session here. Quite the reveal. I know there's still 2 more bodies we have yet to reveal, and if my memory worked well enough, I would remember them. But, yes, we're going to wrap it up there. I'm beyond invested to see where this goes next. Just, things keep happening, man. I need to know. I need more. I need more. God damn it. I need more. But yeah. Sorry, I just had a moment. I just had to stop and like really reflect. Like, do I need? Oh, I need more. Anyway, I'm gonna end this one here. So it's either going to be a jump cut or a new video, but regardless, I will see y'all in the next recording session. Until then, peace. What is up, everyone, and welcome back to some more Umineko answer arcs. In the previous recording session, we delve a bit deeper into episode 5. We actually started really picking apart the epitaph. Alright, really trying to break it down line for line, trying to make sense of it all, which I really didn't make much progress there. Then everything started happening, essentially. Yeah, we had all the stuff going on like the meta world, but then things actually started happening on the game board here. Erika, we saw her little introduction. Then the Twilight started happening. The cousins all got the throat slit along with Rosa. And since I've been editing some of the first videos, I now remember that not only was one of them Genji, but the other one was Hideyoshi. So we should expect to find Genji at some point with the throat slit, and Hideyoshi's been stabbed, I believe. I think he got the, no, did he? Nah, I don't remember. Doesn't matter. But yeah, I think this is shortly after they discovered all the bodies in the cousin's room. Obviously, Gota doesn't know anything about it. He wasn't there. He's over in the mansion cooking up a nice breakfast. He's like, oh, I can't wait for everyone to be in a great mood and enjoy my breakfast. Ho, 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 ho. And then apparently there's some detective's rule surrounding Erika where she's allowed to do just whatever the fuck she wants because, of course, yeah, she's one of the witch's pieces. Of course, she has free reign to do whatever the hell she wants because, yeah, because fuck you. That's why. But anyway, without further ado, let's jump back into it, shall we? The main dish would be herb omelets. Even simple foods could become an invigorating feast under Gota's skillful hands. He would pre-cook everything beforehand to prepare the food in the dining hall right before everyone's eyes. Gota hummed as he continued his work in high spirits. When Shannon, who was helping out, saw Gota like this, her mood also brightened. She arranged the salad in a neat little pattern and showed it to Gota. Yeah, praise Shannon. That's what we love to see. The two happy people gave each other a high five. Nice! You know, Gota's always such a dick. It's nice to see him, you know, being nice to his fellow servants. Shannon didn't like Gota when he was sneaky, but she had no problems at all with him when he was cooking happily. I see. Sometimes even thought it'd be nice if his contract hadn't included any jobs besides cooking. If that had been the case, he wouldn't have had to get in a bad mood doing unnecessary jobs. God damn it. I love how they're building up this happy fucking moment, and then just someone gets to come in and crash it all down. Without thinking, even Kumasawa caught Gota's high spirits. The kitchen had a very nice smell and atmosphere about it, truly refreshing for so early in the morning. Yeah, and then Kanon came back, grumpy, even this early in the morning, just like he always was. Kanon and Genji were in charge of getting many things ready for the morning, such as opening the curtains. However, Kanon was alone today, so it had taken much longer than usual. That's crazy. Genji's not here? Wow, I wonder what happened. Oh.
親族会議の最中だというのに緊張感に欠けてますね。カノンさん、起こしてきてあげてくれませんか？はい。
寝ぼけ眼の源氏さんってどんな顔なのかしら。私もご一緒しますよ。
Oh, Kumasawa. You idiot. Let me go with you. I can't wait to see his face. And then you're just gonna hear, ah! Even though Goda had asked her to get the servant cart ready, Kumasawa plodded off after Kano and slyly skipping work. As Kano muttered about how Goda was the one who slept in all the time, he headed for the servant waiting room.